and now you can see a website that shows you the Silver Service website, right?
Yes.
See that? Good. Okay. So the address of our website is silverservice.toastmastersclubs.org. So it's Toastmasters with an S, clubs, and then .org. Okay. I'll send this to you as well, but you can take notes if you want. To log into the site, you go down on the left-hand side and you'll see there's a member login button. So if you click on that member login button, it pops up this little pop-up screen for you to log in. Okay. Now your username or your login is usually your name. So if you start typing it, you'll see I typed my name Stephanie, and underneath an option has popped up to say Stephanie Gadden. So that I click on it and then it puts it in. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then you put your password in. Now my password is in this password manager. So I'm just going to get it out. But this is what
what you use.
This is what I use. Yeah, it's called something called one password. So the number 1 and then the word password. Now you guys will put your password in whatever you'll type it in whatever your password is, and then you click on the authenticate button at the bottom there. Okay, the one I'm highlighting now with my mouse. If
so
we'll
cross your name off and then write my name, do we?
Yeah. So you will do like that. You'll go Wilma. There we go. And it'll pop up and put the stuff there. There we go.
Yeah.
Okay. Now that's obviously not going to work for me, so I'm going to use mine. If you don't know the password or you've never used it, leave the password field empty. Okay. And click on the authenticate button. And then what will happen is the website will send an email to you to reset your password.
Oh.
Okay. So I'm going to log, not that one. I want that one. Yes, auto solve. That's the one I want. Cancel. Okay. So I'm going to log in. Did I put the wrong password in? Probably. No, it's not wrong. I know it's not wrong.
Oh my God.
It's decided it doesn't like it for some reason. Copy. I might have to just open it again. I think it got a bit confused when we were switching between me and Wilma. Yep. Okay, so you see it's refreshed. So now, here we are.
Oh.
See kitty cat? There we go.
Oh, I can see everybody.
Oh,
yes.
Hello, gorgeous.
Yep.
Oh.
Okay,
I couldn't
so
do that the other night.
yeah, so this was, so it's one of the bugs on our website which I need to get fixed, is that you can't see the photos until you actually log in. So we need to fix that.
Right.
But once you've logged in, you should see the pictures of everybody. Now, if you scroll down the page, you'll see this button has changed and it says log out and it's got your name there. So when you log in, Wilma, it'll say log out Wilma, and Sue, it says log out Sue Potts.
Yeah.
So that's how to log in. If you need to reset your password, you leave the password blank, you click on the button that says authenticate, and you'll get a password emailed to you or a reset emailed to you. And he's got in his bed, yes. Okay, so that's the thing, resetting your password. If you don't remember what email address you used when you first joined the club, or you need to change the email address, you can email whoever our VPM is. I think it's Kelly at the moment, but usually the VPM manages the details of people on the website. So if you can't get in or you don't know which email is being used on your member profile, you can let Kelly know that the email address you want to use, and then she can reset that for you on your membership. Yep.
Does it always have leave meeting there? And says
yes, at the bottom. Yeah. So
no,
if
it's right up the top.
Oh. Then you must be, yeah, it's moved up to the top because I'm sharing the screen with you. So it'll always have that option to leave the meeting, but just don't click on it. Just keep watching. Yep. Cool. Okay, so the next thing I wanted to show you guys was how to edit your profile on the website. Now, what this does is it actually puts information together, which then shows up on some of the agendas if we use the meeting agendas with the pictures. So if you go along the left, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, about 5 options down. There's something called edit your profile, okay? And if you click on it, another thing shows up with your details. So if you were, so this would be your details, Wilma, instead of mine if you were logged in as you, okay? So you can, options on this page, leave this one ticked, because then if you leave this first one ticked, the admin of the club can fix your details for you. So if you make a mistake or the wrong email address is there or whatever, okay? The second checkbox is we've got a Meet Our Members page, which is public, okay? If you tick this box, then your profile shows up on the Meet Our Members page. If you want other people who are thinking about coming to our club to be able to see that you're a member, okay? Then your name, and for instance, if you were, if it's Wilma's, then Wilma's is actually Wilma DTM. Now I'm not a DTM, so I'm going to leave that out. Your first email address, and then a second email address. So an alternative one that people can contact you at. Okay.
I only have one.
Yeah. So I use my work one in the first one, and then a Gmail one in the second one. But if you only have one, you just put the first one in. That's fine.
Yeah. Of course. Yes.
Then a phone number, which is optional. I put the phone number in because I'll show you in a minute after I've done my profile. I'll show you what the member directory looks like, and then you can see where this information actually goes. And then you can fill in things like how long you've been a club member. So I've been a club member since 2016, 1st of April. And then you have to save it for that information to save.
Can you say when you joined Toastmasters originally?
You can say that date over here should actually be the date you joined our club. Your date that you joined Toastmasters is part of your profile on the Toastmasters International website.
Oh, right.
So that won't change. Yeah. So this date is meant to be part of how long you've been part of our club. Yep.
Okay.
Good. And then the second tab on that screen is your email settings. Now this is how you receive emails from our website. Okay. So what it does is you'll see there's an enabled notifications box. If you click on that, you get a little checkbox for all the things you can subscribe and unsubscribe from. I've subscribed to everything, so I get all the emails when I'm in a Toastmaster on the agenda. If there's logins from other devices, if I was, a webmaster or anything like that. So I've got them all ticked. You can go and untick the ones you don't want to get. The rest of the screen you can leave. You don't have to touch anything on. The third link is if you have a social media that you want that's public or you want to share with other members. Okay, this is all for members, so no one outside the club is going to see this necessarily. So then you'd put in your Facebook link. I've got a Twitter link, a Facebook link, and I've also got a LinkedIn one, but there's other ones that you can fill in.
There's a lot.
It's a lot, isn't it? I know.
I had no idea.
Yeah, there are so many different social media things that you can put in. And then they've also got a box here for other ones. So if there's other ones that aren't listed above, and there are a few different new ones now, you can put those links in here and it'll put the links into your profile for you. And then the last piece, which is the one that I think is the most important, is your member bio and a photograph. Okay, so the member bio, you just type a few words up about yourself, and then you can upload a photograph. Okay, the photograph gets cropped to small size, to a small 100 pixel by 100 pixel square. So if it's not a very large photograph, it's probably better when you upload it, because they are going to crop it down small anyway. And you can put it in, and then you can maneuver it around, like if you wanted to see how it looks reversed or changed, or that type of thing. So I'll just put it back the way it was. Yeah, okay. And that's, for me, the two most important things for a member to know how to do is this member bio photo piece. So we know a bit about you, and you put a photo up. and the basic information. So the right email address for you and the right phone number for you so that we can phone and contact you if we need to contact you. So I'm going to show you where that comes up now. So I've saved it and I've closed it. Okay, and the screen is refreshing. Now where that actually shows up is under this thing called private member directory, which is directly under email profile. Okay, now in this private member directory, you can see the contact information and everything for the whole club, for all the members of the club. So you can see there's Andrea and Tracy and Kelly, Deborah, there's Robin. Now Robin's also put a picture up and she's got her description. Sam's got a picture, but she doesn't have a description, but you can see Sam's got Facebook and her LinkedIn, which come up as well. And then there's mine. So there's my photo, there's my description, and then there's my 3 social medias that I've put up. Okay. And so that's for me the most important, is to get a photo up there and a description. Even if you don't put the social media in, even if you don't do anything else, just get a photo, contact info, and a description or a short member bio. So something about you. Yeah. And that is what then shows up for members when they look up, you know, if they want to contact a member for something or they want to follow up on a speech or whatever the case is. So we've got all that contact information here. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Basic intro, email seems just ticking my list of stuff.
Will, oh yeah,
Yep.
Wilma is on Facebook. May I send you a friend request, Steph, on Facebook?
Yes, absolutely. Go right ahead.
Excellent.
Yes.
Excellent.
Go right ahead. Any questions so far up to here on anything?
Oh, goodness. Who's that standing behind me in the picture, in the photo?
The one
I
we're
don't
looking at
know
here?
him.
Oh, that's Daniel. That's Daniel Trayson. Remember Dan?
Oh,
Yeah, that's Dan Trayson.
he's left, hasn't he?
Yeah, he didn't renew this year because he was doing his MBA. He was studying. I actually saw him a couple of months ago and he said he might come back once he's finished his MBA. He'll probably come back again. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that's Daniel. Okay, so now let's talk about meeting agendas. Okay, so the first thing I want to show you about doing a meeting agenda or putting a role on is
He's in the way.
yeah, you got a bit of a furball there.
Meeting agenda.
Yeah,
Yes.
so there's meeting agendas is the first one. But before we go look there, I want to go through a quick role sign up.
Oh, right.
So the second one on this menu is a quick role sign up. Now this is a nice thing to use if you know exactly which role you want and you know which meeting it's for. So you know what you want to do. Yeah. You don't have a lot of time. You hit that and you get this little button here and it gives you the date of the meeting and you can indicate your attendance. So you say I'm attending and then you can pick a role and it'll pull the roles off from the actual agenda here. Okay. So I'm going to pick so I'm going to pick for me. Now I've already picked speaker 1. You can see that there. See, it'll show you which roles have been taken.
Okay.
See. So you can say, okay, I want to do the Toastmaster as well. And then you click the take role button and it'll put you into the meeting agenda. Okay. The other thing you can do is you can add meeting notes from this little pop-up as well. So you can open this up, type a meeting note. So let's say if you had a guest, I have a guest, Dan Trayson is coming to visit, and then it will save your notes as well. So you don't have to go on the entire agenda to do stuff. You can just use this quick role sign up to do the changes that you need to pick up a role or to say you're not coming or you're attending. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Now, if you close. Okay, so that's the quick way to quickly pull up, say you're coming, pick a role or see who's in the roles and then put some meeting notes in. If you were going to be the Toastmaster, you want to look at the full agenda, you click on the meeting agendas on the left and you get this screen, which is the agenda, the full agenda, which you can see in front of you. Okay. And the first thing at the top is this, are you planning to attend? And that's where you can set your attendance, and you say yes. And then it'll show you the list of all the roles. And next to each role is a sign up button if you want to take a role or you don't. Okay. Now, if you've loaded up your photograph into your profile, it'll show up on the side here once you take a role. Okay. And whoever prints the agenda out has the option of saying that photos must print as well into the agenda. So you'll see in the agenda I sent last week that there were some with photos, and then some of them just had the TMI logo.
Yeah, I noticed that, and it was the first time I'd seen those photos.
Yeah. So whenever I do a Toastmaster role, I try to always put the photos in, just so that it makes the agenda look a bit nicer. You can see the faces to the names, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
If there's no photo, you get the logo by default. So that's why you'll see that there. And you'll see mine here. So now, if you wanted to take a role, you click on the sign up. What you do is you get it puts you in immediately. Okay. And if you want to take yourself out of the role, you click on the little X to remove yourself. So it's a bit more of a detailed look rather than a quick sign up that we looked at before. Okay. Are we good? We good so far, Sue? You good?
Yeah. I might be the only sneaky one, but when I decide, oh look, I'll tackle an evaluation, and I sort of, so I think I'll pick this person because perhaps I will find a point of improvement. But then that person doesn't end up coming, and I get put to evaluate someone else who I know I'm going to struggle badly to find a point of improvement. So the sneakiness doesn't always work.
Doesn't always help. No. Wilma, how are you doing? Are you good?
Oh, if I can remember all this, I'll be good. Yeah.
Well, I am recording the video, so if you want me to send you the video so you can watch it again, that's fine. I can do that. Yep.
Oh,
I'm recording.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Don't put it somewhere too public.
No. I won't put it up public. It'll go in a private place on our website where we can go and watch it. Okay, so now what I wanted to show you again is if you're going to take a speaking role. So I'm taking the speaking role for the 11th of May meeting. If you pick your path and your project, so I am going to do now, when you click it, everything's open. I always click on the collapse all, just because it makes it a bit easier to read. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm doing the pathways of presentation mastery. So I'm going to click on that, and it puts it in for me. And I'm going to open that one, and I'm doing this evaluation and feedback speech number 1. So that's the one I'm doing. Now, what you'll see is that immediately by picking that, the website has pulled in 2 buttons, a project description and an evaluation form. Okay. Now, and if you click on that, it'll actually take you into the evaluation and the project description, like a PDF, and it'll click on the evaluation form, and it opens a PDF with the evaluation form for the speech that we're doing. Okay. So if you are evaluating a speaker, it's actually good for you as the evaluator if they make sure that they put in what pathway they're doing and what speech they're doing, because then you don't have to nag them to give you the evaluation form. You can just go fetch it when you're ready from the website, from the agenda. Yep. Yep. Then there's a space to put a project title in, and then there's also a space to do a quick speech introduction. The introduction is for the Toastmaster. So I can say what I've done or what I've learned, or I can put something in that I want the Toastmaster to use to do the introduction of my speech. And that's what the title and the introduction is for. If I wanted to, then I can just email, whoever my evaluator is, this form. I don't know who it's going to be at this point. Just take that away. Now, it might have just popped me into all the Toastmaster roles because I picked it at the beginning. Yeah, it did, but I've taken it away, so that's fine. So That's my speech level picked. You can get the description and the evaluation form. If you're the evaluator, I don't have a title just yet, but I'm going to click the Save Project Speech Details button and it'll save that onto the agenda. So now it's there. Okay. So good. We did attending, apologies now, taking or changing a role. The other thing we do in our club is that we use the meeting notes section. I'm just going to delete that out because it shouldn't be there. We use the meeting notes section to put apologies forward where we want to tell people more about it. So if you were, attending something else or whatever, and also just to note down who our guests are, because the site doesn't have the ability for you to put a named guest in to take a role. So we put them down in the notes, and you know how to do that too, because I've seen you've popped your names of your guests in on the other one. So that was good. Yeah. So that was good. Now you can also, and this is something more for the VPE and the secretary, you can upload files to save the minutes, and you can link to other files to save attachments of minutes or anything like that, because we're supposed to minute the business section of our meetings, and we can then attach the notes and go, this is the minutes of this actual meeting that we had. And that's something you can do on the website. Any questions or thoughts for that?
Pretty ingenious.
Yes, it is.
Yes, they put a lot of thoughts and some work into it. It's maintained by some Toastmasters from across the world who do different improvements. They work on different projects with improvements and things, so that's all good. Unless you were a Toastmaster or a VPE, there isn't really much else, because there's a bit more technical stuff, but I'll probably show that to you guys at one point if you ever take up like a VPE role or something, but that's fine. And then the last thing I wanted to show you was you can find, there's a section under the, so 1, 2, 3, 4 on the side here called Club Email Addresses. Now that's not the member directory, which I showed you earlier. This is actually the addresses to use for the executive and for members in a group. So if you click that button, you get this pop-up. Now, if you wanted to email our entire club, you could just send an email to this email address, members-1644@toastmastersclubs.org. What will happen is the email comes into the website, and then it goes to all the members at their email addresses. So that's how, when I send out the agenda to you guys, when I'm doing a Toastmaster role, when I send it out to everybody, that's what I use. I use that, and then that email sends the email to all the members. Okay, so you don't have to remember everyone's email address, and you don't have to know or save them anywhere. You just use that member's email address over here. And the same thing is if you wanted to send an email to all the club offices, you could use this offices 1644 email address, and it would go to all the club offices. Same, now individual club offices get their own email addresses as well, so you could do the same thing if you wanted to send it to the president, and you couldn't find or remember Andrea's email address, you could send it to that email address, and the same for all the roles. So yeah.
And does that then get forwarded to
yes.
Andrea's
and then
email
it gets
address?
Forwarded to Andrea's email address, or whoever happens to be the president at the time.
At the time.
Yes. Yep. And then the same thing. So there's also these, now those are particular ones for our membership and for our club offices. There are public addresses that you can use. The one is contact, which basically whoever we decide is our club contacts for public purposes. So it could be the VPE, it could be the VPM, it could be the VPPR. We tick the boxes. So this is the one that is shown publicly on our website, this contact 1644. So when people come to our website and they go, oh, I want to find out more about this club, they send an email to that, and then that email gets split out to whoever's ticked on the list for that contact. So you can use these email addresses at any point to email the club or the executive or the whole club. Yep.
I actually set up one of these yonks ago for $9.90, my previous club.
Yeah.
But the the people that run it, and they make it very easy for us, don't they?
They do. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know,
Now, there is, and this is what I was going to say, was saying to you about, I've created the, I'm recording this video, okay? So we'll put it up for you if you want to go and watch it. So on the left of our menu, there's a menu item called videos and training, okay?
mhm.
Now, inside there, it's a custom thing that I created once many years, like a few years ago, when I did the VPE role, and I did some technical stuff on the website. And I did a video which you can actually watch this one. It's just how to capture apologies and guests. It's not as much detail as the video we've just done or the session we've just done, where I've gone end to end, logging in and everything, and it's so much information. But there's a short video up there now. When I'm done converting this video, I'll make sure it goes up into that spot as well. So you can go down after you've logged in and watch videos and training. And you can watch that video or this one, which we've just done now, about the logging in and the agenda and the quick sign up and all of those things. And the last one on the list is member downloads. Now, member downloads is just the only thing that's there at the moment is a minutes template, which we use primarily when we do a business session, just to capture the minutes of those business sessions in our meetings when we have them. So, yep. And that brings me to the end of my video of how to use our website. So before I stop sharing my screen, did you want to see anything again, or did you have any questions about how to start using it?
If someone does click on contact us and sends a message, who actually does get the message?
So
those two people.
Yeah, so the website contact us will go to web contacts, which I believe for our website is Tracy and Andrea.
Yes. Yeah, and you've got to follow up. You get an email.
Yeah, and they get an email and they have to follow up. The meeting information is just, so on the menu, generally the stuff on the left, the stuff above the login is public. If anyone can click on this and see. Below, they see the menu, but it doesn't actually show up anything until they're logged in. So this is member only information, this over here. And then above that is the public stuff. I don't think we have our member information displayed. No, we don't show who our members are. We only show that on the logged in side. Yep. Okay. So, yeah.
That's good.
Good.
A lot to digest.
It is. And I'll make sure you get a copy of the video so you can watch it again in your own time and take your time with it. Yeah?
Thank you very much.
You are welcome. So I'll just stop sharing. So there we are. So, good.